Hello everybody. Apparently my original video didn't have any sound to it for some reason. It's never happened before, so I'm going to try to do this again real quick. Um, Question: how does your faith, beliefs, and values provide you with discernment and direction when you experience unethical, unjust, and inappropriate situations in physical education and sport? And then also provide an example of such an experience and how my faith and beliefs, values directed me in my response. I always believed in and try to teach my students and athletes to always do the right thing and treat people the way you want to be treated. My high school where I coach at, it's actually one of the high school's mantra is do the right thing. They actually have it posted in various areas around the school, and they use it a lot, and I use it a lot, not just because it's a school mantra, but it's just something that I believe. I believe that as a leader, teacher, and coach, we're looked up to as role models and expected to do just that, doing the right thing. The kids and athletes, they're always watching and they learn from us. So I think we need to be a good example of doing the right thing and being ethical. Um, I also believe in having integrity and doing the right thing even when nobody's watching, because bottom line is God is always watching, and when you don't do the right thing, I think eventually it'll catch up to you anyways. I've had many experiences with other coaches um, that I've seen over the years that don't always do the right thing, and eventually it does catch up with them. They're jumping from school to school, and eventually they're not coaching anymore. So I think it's really important. One of the experiences that I've had, for those of you that might not know or be aware of CIF high school rules, athletes are not allowed to play with outside teams or clubs while they're playing high school. And that's been a problem, um, especially with soccer, because there's a lot of club teams that still play in tournaments, or there's academy players that basically play year round, and a lot of them try to play, not a lot, but quite a few try to play high school at the same time when they're not supposed to, but eventually most of them get caught. Well, a few years back, about 3 years ago, I found out that one of my players was playing in Las Vegas in a tournament which he was not supposed to be playing in. I found out, and I'm wanting to follow the rules, and I turned my student in, my athlete in, but a lot of his teammates played in several of the teams that are in our league and around the county. One school had like 4 players from that team, another one had 3, a couple other ones had 2 on their teams, but I was the only one apparently to turn my player in. The other coaches didn't. The kids didn't fess up to it. Actually, one kid did from one of the schools, and he was not allowed to play anymore. Both of us had to forfeit some games where those kids did play in after the tournament. But all of us coaches knew, but some of those coaches basically turned a blind eye. They tried to say that they didn't know, when we all knew that they did. And I know one of those coaches isn't coaching anymore. A couple of them are, but I don't see them coaching much longer, because eventually it's going to catch up to them. I think letting the kids get away with it just shows the kids that we're willing to bend the rules or turn a blind eye, as long as we don't get caught or someone can't prove that you were playing. But doing the right thing, I knew he was playing. The kid never admitted to me, but I found out and was pretty upset about it. And it did hurt the team when it came to going to playoffs. We dropped down a couple seeds, as we were seated pretty high and went down 2 or 3 slots, but then had to play a tougher competition without key player, had to move some players around. But I think in the long run, the kids, they saw that that was the right thing to do, and now hopefully the younger players learn from that. I use that as an example all the time to my players. So that's my story. Thanks.